LeBron got to deal with it too. He can't come out fighting his battle. Let his mama do all of that. That's what she's supposed to do.
That's whose jeans he's out there on the court with anyway. It ain't LeBron.
She said, "You got my jeans on, bro." He's like, "No, mother."
Angel Reese has a meal out.
That's she from
She a value meal at McDonald's.
that's
The Angel Reese meal. And it looks fire, but like being at McDonald's continues to put bits of Wild Coyote in their meals. Allegedly. I just can't do it. Welcome to DWI, episode 4949. We getting close to that 50th episode, fellas. Listen, welcome back, everybody. We took a little break, but now we're back to make it shake. So, without further ado, that's Duve, that's Wax, I'm Illy. We are DWI.
Yo.
Fellas, y'all ready? Let's get right into it.
That's it.
Fellas, let's get right into it. Yo, the NBA is going nuts, man. Did you see LeBron James check Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
Wax, did you see that? Like, what is going on, man? Like, what happened?
Stephen A. said he told LeBron to keep his son's name out of his fucking mouth.
Oh, man.
Struck a chord, man.
Yeah.
But this was at a basketball game. Like,
it was like during a timeout. It was like timeout in the third quarter. Like he took time out to go over to check Stephen A.
So, like, what is this turning into, bruh? Is it all like... Is it propaganda, bruh, or is this real? Is this happening?
I don't know. Here, let's go to it real quick. If y'all didn't see it, here he is checking him.
He don't look happy, bro. Look at
Smith standing there. That was after he signed like a multi-million-dollar deal with ESPN, wasn't it?
Who's Stephen A. Smith? Word. So he's
feeling himself. Like he's like Cloud 9. Getting broke back down and shit.
So he had the best and worst day of his life at the same time.
Or week. I don't know if it was the same day, but...
That's crazy. Because, like, let's be honest, man. Anytime you're a celebrity, you put yourself on Front Street to be ridiculed. Right. You know what I mean, Wax? Yeah. Like, you're in a situation to where everybody and anybody can see you and say how their opinions are towards what you do to entertain the crowd.
Right. Plus, let's also... be honest, this is what got Stephen A. Smith that contract anyway, was talking shit and being like, against,
obnoxious.
Yeah.
Right.
People like that. I guess that sells. But LeBron, on the other hand, wasn't feeling it. Right. Does this remind you of a specific incident that happened?
I mean,
like the slap that was heard across the world, like
Will Smith.
Yeah, like everybody's so sensitive to ridicule anymore. Right. When are we gonna get back to the time where like if you're not good, we're allowed to say, man, that man, like Bubba Dub,
right?
Man, that's trash.
And I don't think Stephen A. really said nothing bad about his son. He just he's just stated the obvious, like he's not ready for the NBA. And I think LeBron need to let this boy grow up a little bit.
Right.
Like you put him in this situation. You got him here. Congrats to you and him. Because I don't think he would have got there without you. So, and he did what any father would have did. But then at a certain point, when you got a son, he's a grown man now. You can't fight all his battles.
Not at all. Not to mention, if you're not wrong when you say that you need to step it up or you're not ready.
Right.
When has that become a crime?
Right. I can see if he was like, Bronny's a bitch-ass nigga.
Right.
Then it's like, hey.
Then you say something.
Yeah, then now we got to handle that. But, like, if he just said, he ain't that good, he ain't ready. And, congratulations on, you getting him in the league. But, like, it is what it is. Like, he ain't ready.
Yeah. I just think he had everything handed to him.
Right.
And he hasn't really built that hunger to go get it himself.
Right.
Like, because honestly, say he never plays basketball again, he's still going to be a billionaire.
Right.
Or a son to a billionaire. He's still going to have, like, something to fall back on. So it's like, it's a win-win situation. You just not doing what you love to do.
What was he going to do to Stephen A. Smith? Was he going to hit him?
No.
Like, I'd have loved to have been Stephen A. Smith right then and there. I would have been like, so what are you going to do about it? Like, what do you plan on doing? Because the moment you did something, I'd have fell back with those Now, chances are he probably got some red bottoms on. You know what I mean? Some of them expensive, exclusive, like you know what I mean, like
some Bruno O'Malley's.
yeah, or some
Simpson's
Sarantinos or some Santinos.
Right.
And soon as you would have shoved me, I would have done the very best of side eyeing and seeing where I could hit my head off like the hardest chair. Yeah. And I'd have felt with pride like kunk and hit the shit. And then here's the thing, I'd have been with that tailor-made suit on the ground rolling around with my head hurting.
Right.
Looking for you to like, you know, I'd have been the biggest victim out there because like
LeBron wasn't gonna do that. He's just making a spectacle.
At work?
Yeah, that's what he does. That's LeBron. He's a sensitive guy.
I get it, but like not at work, man. We ain't doing this at work. Like that's like my man said on Norbit, like the Chinese guy. What, you want to fight at wedding? Like this ain't the time for that, man. Like what?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the look of it. Like I said, if you wanted to say something, just pull him to the side and say what you got to say to him.
Right.
But
don't make a spectacle while I'm at work and right. You come out to support whoever you're coming to support. Like that makes it very uncomfortable.
Right.
Like if I got a problem with you, I can't come to the game that you're at because you're gonna say something to me.
Right.
Being someone that's in the public light, that's their job.
Right.
He's a sports analyst. He's here to analyze the game.
Right.
And say the pros and the cons of what he sees out there. And if he can't say, hey man, you're
and if anybody gonna check, you better check Skip Bayless. Because Skip made a career off of it. Yeah, Skip made a whole 10, 15-year career off of it.
What about when he told Shannon to put his glasses back on? Put your glasses back on. Man, I cried on Skip because that was like, whoa, like, man, come on.
But
like, he called him out.
Facts. I was going to say, it seems like it's always the person that hasn't done what you've done or you're great at
right.
to criticize the most.
And have the greatest opinion that doesn't matter to me. Like, you've never done what I do. You don't even know what it takes to do what I do. So your opinion of me is non-important.
Yeah, right. Like it
doesn't
no
exist.
Weight.
It doesn't exist.
No weight.
But at the same time, like I think we should still be allowed to. People should still be allowed to critique and everything.
Yes,
you just got to keep it respectful because, like we're in the media now, so nobody can't tell me I can't say what the fuck I want to say.
Right.
I'm gonna say it now. I got a mic, and I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna be respectful about it because I understand. Like I'm not gonna, I would be mad if somebody said disrespectful stuff. Like like Skip on it. Like when we talking about Skip was disrespectful. You know what I mean? He started calling people names, Westbrook and all of that stuff. You can critique his game, but like calling them names and all of that's cornball shit.
Right. It's not gonna help the cause.
Right.
Point the obvious thing that's wrong with, what you see and move along. But I get it. And here's the thing. Like you said, the whole analyst thing now, or, even in the media sense. There's going to be certain things that they're going to hear that you shouldn't be rattled by.
Right.
That's a calling card on, hey, kid, get this aspect together.
Right.
If your shooting is not the greatest and you have another asset, like if you're a good, disher, dish the ball off, excuse me. If you're a good, if you know how to drop dimes, if you know how to, get good, like, half-court, behind-the-back passes, do that. Have something where you can highlight your craft until the other part of your game catches up with the other part. You dig what I'm saying? Don't just go out like that because you're, LeBron's son and nobody can say that you're no good or you got this going on. Like, that's bull crap, man.
You gotta use that as your fuel to get better.
I'm LeBron's son. I can't be out here looking like no poop butt. That's what that old,
Right.
It almost seems like he wants to be a point guard and not a shooting guard. You know what I mean? Like
he's probably not a shooting guard.
He wants to make like the right plays and stuff like that, but he's not scoring the ball either.
Right.
And like being cut from the same cloth as LeBron, they're expecting you to go to the rack and bang on a couple motherfuckers.
Right.
But you gotta understand this: LeBron can facilitate the rock. He can dish it, he can shoot it, and he can come straight, like you just said, down the lane and just bing bong. Like that's what he does. Bronny, on the other hand, his game is so limited because it's not that great to begin with.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
it's like he's a point guard. He's not scoring. He's dishing the ball. He's making the right passes and shit, but he's not a prolific player.
That, though. You know what I mean?
And that's fine. You're not going to be LeBron. We know that. You hopefully you end up knowing that at some point. You're like, but it's not nothing wrong with being a serviceable dude in the league if that's what
Correct.
you want to be. But you got to be able to handle the criticism
and the ridicule.
You're a grown man now, and in the NBA, like, and your dad is LeBron James. You're gonna get that. It comes with the territory, so you got to deal with it. LeBron got to deal with it too. He can't come out fighting his battle. Let his mama do all of that. That's what she's supposed to do.
That's whose jeans he's out there on the court with anyway. It ain't LeBron.
She said, "You got my jeans on, Bronny." He's like, "No, mother."
But listen, let Bronny run up on me at Circle. I mean, not Bronny, but LeBron run up on me at Circle K. Was you talking about my son? Like, not in a bad way, but why?
I'd be like, yep, I was.
That motherfucker gonna put it out there and shit. He's like, I'm praying for you, brother. And that's all he gonna leave you with.
See, but like, if LeBron was smart, he would just not give Stephen A. Smith
The time of day.
or like, exclusives, or he would just, you know what I mean, just snub him whenever it's
Right.
his time to talk or whatever. Like,
Can you get the exclusive, Steve?
yeah, here you go. Here's my exclusive.
There it
You know what
is.
I mean?
That's it. That's
But-
it. Good call.
And his whole network like that.
I feel you. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Right.
So hold on to that thought, Wax, because we need these guys to do 3 things for us while we're talking.
And what would that be?
That's like, share, and subscribe. And dude, I think you wanted to add a little bit on.
Get in that comment section.
You know what I mean? Let us know how you feel about the dictatorship that LeBron is creating out there for Junior. I mean, like, nobody can say a word in edgewise, and this is a league to where it gets highly critiqued. We still have the debate on players that aren't even in the league or,
Right.
and Kobe Bryant's matter in the physical form.
Right.
So, with that being said, get off your high horse and check your ego at the door, bro. Like, seriously, big dog. This ain't that type of party, man. We're gonna say stuff that you're probably not gonna like, just like you can say stuff about us, like, look at that. Look at these 3 broke so-and-so. We gotta take being that. Because so far that's what the cookie is crumbling like.
Until y'all start getting on them damn likes.
There it is. But we ain't gonna sit back and cry about it. We gonna keep the show moving. You don't make us and you can't break us. That's the motto that we was born and raised with.
Right.
So with that being said, make swifter decisions out there with the people that are out there trying to make things more difficult in your eyes. Other than that,
I think it's goes to the fact that he didn't have a dad around. You know what I mean? So he doesn't really know. I don't know, and I didn't. But my mom was. You know what I'm saying? She was with the shit. So.
I'm sure his was at a certain point
Maybe.
in time, so he knows. But at the same time, it's a highfalutin
So it's like-
time for that action,
Right.
that type of action.
He's trying to give his son everything that he didn't have as a dad, which is commendable. Shout out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't argue with that. You can't like fault a man for that. But at a certain point, like I said, if you got a boy, you gotta let him grow up at a certain point. He's gonna make his mistakes. He's gonna do what he wants. People gonna ridicule him. And it just is what it is.
Right.
Making him soft, kind of.
Yeah.
By giving him everything. Which, I mean, like, what we strive to do for our kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? We want our kids to live a better life than we had, but, like, at the same time, you're making them weak in certain aspects of life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't want my sons ridiculed at all, or my daughter for that matter. And that means any of my children, but they're probably going to put themselves in positions and do the things that they feel like is the right thing at the time, and whatever repercussions other than putting their hands on my children,
Right.
they're going to have to deal with.
Right. And you can be there for them. You can be there for them afterward or whatever and help them get through it, but you can't get them through it yourself.
No, I mean, I can't wait to be like, I told your ass not to do that. That was a dumbass idea. I'm glad you snapped out of it, but
Right.
I want to be in a position to be able to help my son in that manner.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? I can't go out there and be like, you can't wear this, you can't dress like that, you can't act like this, you can't,
Right.
Because at this point, they're grown as hell. They ain't going to listen to me.
Right.
They have their own way of thinking. That's branches, and it's a derivative off of the way I think, but it's their own way, even if they add to what I'm saying.
Right.
So, Bron, you gotta cool out with that running up on Stephen A. Smith. I mean, if you want to be like technical, just start talking about his dude. I mean, he might be able to get back on yours, but his is wild. I'm sorry. Stephen A. Smith dude is wild. It's just like, wow, that shit looks like, I don't know if it looks like Pac-Man is trying to like eat a black power pellet like from the front. Like that's what his haircut looks like because like there's not enough. And it's like peaked. Nah, y'all get it. Just don't put too much thought into it though. But yeah, man. Just start doing shit to where you know it's going to hit him back. Like my man Wax said.
Right.
Don't do any of his interviews.
Right.
You're a hot topic always. You're LeBron James. You're never going to get old news. You're turning into Mike status if you already haven't. So the comparison is always going to be there, but you want to be in the likes of that conversation, and you and I both know that. So, you know.
Shout out LeBron.
Yeah. And Bronny for that matter.
Yeah, right. Shout out.
We ain't trying to tear nothing down.
Nope. Get better, Bronny.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. You in the G League, and he's doing good in the G League.
Right.
From what I've been hearing. So, you know, just keep working, keep grinding. You know what I mean? And you'll get into the league at some point. LeBron will make sure of it.
Because nobody at this table can make it in one practice of the G League. So you already have that mastered. I promise you. Like the whole time I'm out there like making passes and dribbling, I'm thinking about like after the G League practice and the games. I'm be like, man, did my kids eat? Like before it was what we doing after the game. You know how it is. Like you out there trying to make shit happen, and you go to thinking like, man, I can't wait till after this game's over. So we definitely wouldn't be able to make it in your world either. So
y'all see the track runner smacked the other one in the head with the baton?
I did see that.
I didn't.
Oh, shit. I'll pull it up real quick. And then she was crying, talking about,
She didn't.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah,
Like,
they brought lip readers in and shit like, and she definitely meant to hit that girl in the head.
she absolutely did.
Was she on her team?
Nah, she was on the other team running in the lane with her. Like, you know how like you try to get the inside, cut her off, and that bitch like, bah!
In the 4x200 relay when an opponent hit her in the head with a baton. There it comes. The incident happened as Tucker was passing the other runner in the outside lane.
I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
The whole Coliseum pretty much gasped. I just jumped up out of the bleachers immediately and ran to her on the main floor.
It's absolutely unbelievable. With a baton. With a baton. With a baton.
Clocked her shit.
With a baton. With a baton.
Why are you
With a baton. There it comes.
What y'all think about that shit?
Man, that shit is crazy. She tried to hit her over the head with a bottle of Moet.
And you know them batons is not light.
I mean, they're not heavy either.
They're hollow. Most of them.
Yeah, but they got a
hollow,
little, they got a little something to them.
They do. Like, if they fall, they make a nice little sound.
Right.
I think that was totally uncalled for.
For sure, man. That was being a poor sport. Because that girl was about to fixing the dust you off.
So what the other girl have to say?
I know my intentions and I would never hit somebody on purpose. They're going off of one angle. After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit. They're assuming my character and calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video. Everybody has feelings. So, Yeah.
I mean, they call them racial slurs, that's whack. But even still, like, you did that shit on purpose.
Yeah. I ran track and you don't ever have a baton like that.
And then hang it over.
No, you bring it up like this and you bring it back down. Like you never ever, even when you're passing it, you don't even reach out to pass it. Like it's like a move to where, you're not like extending the whole way.
Right.
That girl brought that shit up past her head. That's like a foul.
Yeah.
Like, not to say it's a foul. Like, I've never seen nobody gain speed or ground carrying it this high. Never. Because you utilize your legs with your arms at the same time.
She's trying to Draymond Green the situation.
Yes, she
Like,
did.
I didn't do it on purpose.
That is wow. Like, how do you bounce back off of that?
I don't know. How do you try to front and act like that we don't have eyes and see that you did that shit? Now you can admit and just say it was a mistake and it is what it is.
Right.
That's the best thing, the best option.
Apologize.
Yeah, stop trying to act like you didn't do it on purpose. The whole world seen you wind up and clock that girl in the head.
Right.
And
Just face your, you know what I mean?
Face the consequences.
Yes.
You did it. Like, it was a mistake. It was a lapse in judgment. We all have them. But, you gotta own it after you do it.
that was awful.
Don't get on the news and start crying.
Yeah, them tears don't mean shit to
Right.
nobody that sees that or the family members.
Right.
Playing the victim, and you were the one who hit the other girl. That's the funny thing. Like, the only reason you're crying is because people are on your ass now.
Right.
Right.
Like, if nobody would have said anything about it, she would have been perfectly fine.
They said they brought lip readers in it or whatever to see what she said.
Yeah.
Like, they went that far.
I mean, yeah, which is kind of weird because, like, they're really going hard to prove a high school kid
Right.
prove that she's lying, but, you know.
Right. It ain't that serious.
Like, you stinking bitch. Who do you think you're cutting off? Bing! Bing! Like, damn. That's... Man, listen, that's crazy. I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'd have just let that motherfucker... They'd just had to win.
Right.
Because there's no way. And like, you're right. They do have some type of weight to them. Enough to where a girl getting hit in the head with it is going to leave a goose egg.
Right.
It's going to leave a little knot. And she hit her on that tenderoni spot of her head.
Back of that joint. Like,
I wonder what happened and like who ended up winning or how that whole thing ended up finishing up.
I don't know. She probably, I don't know if she got disqualified, but they said the whole crowd saw it. I don't know in real speed if you really would see that, you know what I mean? But in slow-mo, it's like clear as day.
Right.
Yeah. This is a poor sport.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, come on, you that's just ridiculous. But y'all see, in female sports, you know, a little segue. I seen the WNBA talking about they gonna strike.
Come on, man.
They said they want NBA money.
They're messing up.
They said, fuck that. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Now,
you just started watching your shit.
Since the last time we talked about it, has there been an increase in viewers?
Yeah, because of, they've had a few because of Caitlin Clark and a little bit of Angel Reese. But
Angel Reese has a meal out.
Does she? From
She a value meal at McDonald's.
Oh, does she?
The Angel Reese meal. And it looks fire, but like
Right.
being at McDonald's continues to put bits of Wild Coyote in their meals. Allegedly. I just can't do it.
Nah, but it's
seriously.
I just think that's a bad idea for them to do that.
This is my thing. Like, because they're comparing the NBA's payroll with their payroll. Like, you know what I mean? Like how the NBA players get paid as opposed to what they're getting paid.
Right.
But the NBA has been around for how many years now?
Right.
It's been at least, almost 100, if not more?
Right.
To the point where it's had All-Star games. It's had country games like the USA. They had they started off having the Olympics. Like the NBA has made an impact on not only like just America but like the whole world, like nationally.
Right.
So like the WNBA can't come in here just demanding all this money when the NBA was the forefront of this whole thing that we hold dear.
And the NBA subsidizes their league. They lose money every year.
Mm-hmm.
And even with record viewership this year, they still lost like millions of dollars. So the NBA without the NBA, they don't even get paid nothing.
Right.
So I just think it'd be bad for them to strike right now because, the iron's hot right now. And now you need to build up the league. Then later on, hey, if you feel like, after you get some viewership and you get that sponsor money, then okay. But right now is not the time.
You know what it feels like? It feels like teacher wanting superintendent money.
Maybe.
It feels like, we do all of this throughout the years. We teach all of these kids. You get the viewers in.
It feels like students wanting super.
Nah, because they paid their dues to become teachers.
Kindergartners wanting superintendent money.
Dude, I'm just saying, as the hiring and firing aspect of it all, like the superintendent calls the shots. The teachers are the shots that are being called.
Right.
So, with that being said, I want to make just as much as the superintendent. Why?
But this is where, can I ask you guys an honest question, and I need an honest answer?
Go ahead.
Have you ever, one time in your life, sat and watched a whole WNBA game from start to finish?
No.
And I haven't either.
I don't think I've watched, but 5. And I just peeked, just to see what's going on, and then.
So, if we've never seen a WNBA game, how many other people out there do you think can say the same thing?
A bunch.
That's what I'm saying, man. You have to get the views up.
Right.
I like how they're kind of generating, everybody hating on Caitlin Clark for it seems like organized just to get eyes on the whole situation.
Right.
And you got Cheryl Swoops hating and all these other WNBA legends hating. And that, but you can't do it all with drama.
No.
You have to make the game better somehow.
Right.
And you can't demand you want paid millions of dollars if you're not bringing in millions of revenue.
Right.
That's just my take on it.
I agree. And if they went on, right now, if they went on strike, they're just starting to get a little bit of viewership.
They're going to lose all that.
They're going to lose all of that because no one, if they went on strike, whose life is going to change? If the NFL went on strike, we'd be like, what the fuck? Even if the NBA, and I don't even watch it that much as I used to, but if they went on strike, I'd still be like, damn. But if the WNBA goes on strike, I'm going to be like, okay.
That's like golf going on strike, or you know what I mean?
Because golf is hot right now.
A lot of people watch golf.
Yeah, well, okay,
especially right now.
But for us, if golf went on strike, I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't give a shit. But I'm just saying, it's just one of those sports that's not universal, I guess. I don't even know how to put it.
No, you're right, because it doesn't translate to everybody.
Yeah,
football, everybody has a jersey, some sort of paraphernalia from anybody's team, whether it be a hat, a pair of socks, gloves, scarf. They have a representation of that team. So those teams are nationally known for being what they are. Even over in foreign countries, when the NFL team loses, they take all of that shipment over, when they lose the Super Bowl, and pass it out along to them. So they even know.
Right.
But the WNBA, like you were saying, it's a brand new thing.
Right.
So you can't go around automatically wanting an increase on pay when you haven't had time to show us what you're worth.
Right.
Why? Why would I do that?
Right. It just started. Now it's not the time. You finally got the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling bigger. Let it snowball a little bit, and then go try to get you some more money.
Make a dunk contest. Do some craziness.
How they gonna do that?
One of you said lower the rim.
5-foot rims.
Do something real, seriously. See what them women can come up with. Something creative. 3-point shoot contest.
What they should do is make a bikini league.
Yeah, see, here you go. They're like,
out there. It's like, I quit.
A bikini league. You hear this, motherfucker? Keep it in there, dude.
I will.
For all them stats.
Mm-hmm. So you can see their dildos poking out of their. Mm-hmm. It's like, nah. But nah, man. Y'all's messing up. In my opinion, y'all's messing up. Just get more views, do more spectacular stuff.
Right.
Get more people to tune in and go to the games, because it looks like the Harlem Globetrotters. I bet you the Harlem Globetrotters probably pull in a bigger crowd than the WNBA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're entertaining, bro.
And that comes with time also. Which, like I said, how long has the WNBA been here? Since
probably 25 years. Probably since 2000, something like that.
Not long at all.
Maybe 98, 99.
So either way.
It's almost like how the basketball players was getting paid in the 60s.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was a dying thing until the Jordan, not even Jordan, but Bird and Magic.
Right.
kind of sparked the interest
Right.
of the NBA again.
And this is kind of where they're at now with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and these other people. And the young girl down there at USC, Juju. I forget, is it Juju Smith? Not Juju Smith.
He's a Schuster. I play football.
But it's Juju something. She's nice too. So she's gonna come in the league this year and probably be nice. But like, you got to build on this, man, and you got to protect the stars. You know, like they be throwing Caitlin Clark around, beating her up, and treating her like shit. Like she's the one making y'all money. Y'all ain't making no money, but she's the one that's getting y'all a little bit more of what you wasn't getting. So
Right.
you got to learn how to protect the stars. Like, you know what I mean? You ain't got to kiss their ass, but at the same time, like, wouldn't nobody let Michael Jordan get beat up?
No.
The NBA was like, all right, this is our money guy. You're not pushing him around no more. We're not doing that. Because they would definitely try. Like, the Pistons was beating him up for a little bit, but then once the Jordan start flying off the shelf and people start passing out overseas about, and it's like it's a wrap for that.
Yeah. I was about to say, man, and the fact of the matter is Jordan wasn't even getting paid like that from NBA. It was all like, you know,
endorsement deals, but it was still, this is our guy. He's the reason why a lot of people tune in to watch.
Exactly.
Not to say that they don't tune in for a lot of these other guys, because they had a lot of reasons to do that. There's their home team, whether it's their favorite player. You had a lot of other guys that their name held weight.
Right.
But Michael Jordan was the primary reason to watch basketball when we were growing up.
Right. Yeah. I bring that up to say that he didn't get paid multi-million dollars every year, like until, you know what I mean?
Last couple of years.
Yeah.
But like, his shoes and all that.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is, y'all's at the beginning stages of that. So go out, get endorsement deals, be more friendly off the court. You know what I mean? Like,
and for God's sake, pop that pussy. Shit. Damn, start shaking that ass.
Do something, man. Get some views.
Right.
Get some views. And then you could, like, you know what I mean?
Right. And then you can get the advertising dollars. People will start buying commercials, and that's where the money's made. There's all the ad dollars. So you got to get the people to watch. And advertisers aren't going to pay big money if no one's watching your shit.
No, because they're not going to be seen on those programs at that time.
Like, they're getting sponsored by, like, Rayovac and, you know what I mean? Heinz mustard and shit. Like,
stuff that they don't eat. There's like, this is Beagle's Pickled Pig Feet.
Right. Like, y'all need to do better, man. Like, and what you're going to do is mess it up by bringing this strike about.
And asking for too much. When you're already getting, you know, and it's easier said than done, fellas.
True.
You know, they might look at it like, how are you going to say that when your wages could be whatever they are? We're not picketing down at your job or whatever the case may be when you have a grievance like this. But if you market it right, have somebody that's in charge of the marketing drop that shit on its head and put it out there for more people to tune in and actually make it interesting. Right. You might be able to ask for that type of money.
I'm all for people making more money.
Right.
Like, I ain't never trying to take no money out of nobody's pocket, but like, you know, you got to be smart. You got to look at the books and look and see what your league is making. If they ain't making no money, how they gonna pay you more money that they're not making?
Right. Because they gotta take it from somewhere.
Right. At the end of the day, man, it's just a game. You're just playing the game any goddamn way. It's for our entertainment.
Right.
You're not out there saving lives or making no tunes for us to bop to and shit. You're putting a ball in the hole.
Right.
And we already had that on the, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And with the NBA.
Right. So like,
and you have two of them. Like,
it's 3 actually,
right?
But
don't forget about that third one.
But like, all I'm saying is, it's like they're like the G League,
right?
And you see how the G League doesn't get any burn,
right?
You know what I mean? Like you're an off brand to a major brand, like.
But it's that entitlement shit that they got, man. It's like,
we should be paid equal. No, not for this one. You shouldn't. Not for this one. I know bitches is gonna hate my black ass after this, but fuck y'all. Y'all ain't shit. And your basketball sucks.
It stinks.
But nah, like, they're like the G League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? the G League got one star that we know about, and it's only because he's been in the dunk contest.
Damn, I was yawning.
Who's that, McClung?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he ain't even a star. He just can dunk. He's a dunking white boy. Right. That's like why they tune in.
And Bronny, and that's just because he's
LeBron's son. I swear, man, Bryce James gets more burn than Bronny. Like, you know what I mean, as far as like exposure wise.
Right.
He's still in high school, ain't he?
Yeah. I think they just won the state championship.
Did they?
I think so, because I seen LeBron snapping.
Yeah, Bryce might be nice. Bryce is only his chance. He's probably trying to stick around for Bryce now.
Yeah, but that's a bad idea too.
I mean, you know, LeBron.
If Bryce is who he is, though, that boy's gonna come out after one season in college.
Probably.
He's better than his older brother.
I mean, he might be bigger. He might not be better.
No, he's better.
Is he?
Yeah, he's definitely. He got that killer in him a little bit. Like,
yeah, I think he's gonna be better. Cause he's what? He's gonna be. He's like 6'4" right now. I think.
Like 6'5".
Damn, I'm yawning. On the track.
Yeah. But, needless to say, my damn Tar Heels lost. Fuck Duke. You know what I mean? The tournament is coming up like
next week.
Yeah, like so.
Like a week and a half.
Shout out Robert Morris. Got in the
Yes,
tourney.
they did, man. My boy goes there,
Yeah,
so
that's
he was
up.
pretty amped up. He said he knows a couple of those guys out there.
Did they? I don't know if they made the bracket. They didn't probably make the brackets yet or nothing.
No, they didn't make the bracket. They'll be probably making them Monday.
Right.
They'll be out. And I said Monday. You heard me. Y'all heard me. Monday.
Mm-hmm. MUNDE. No, but like, I don't know. My Heels didn't do too well. I think your Dukies was ranked number 2 for the first time.
We was ranked number 1.
Coach K.
And then we needed that because we've been going through some serious bull crap.
And Pitt just shit the bed. They started out good.
But like we were saying, like real basketball.
Man. Oh, I'm sorry.
My bad.
Oh,
my
man.
bad.
Nah, seriously, though, I fucks with Pitt, man. I know the twins from Spain, Guillermo and them.
Yeah, they started out good, and then they turned into the Steelers, man. They was like, we're going to be good, and then we're going to lose every fucking game after this.
I see one of your Dukies dunk on old boy from Pitt. Y'all see that shit?
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
It's hard to stick with college because they up and leave. It's hard to like even really pay attention to who's on whose team because they leave after a year. They go to another team. They hit the transfer portal. Playing with football, it's like the team's different every single year.
Every year.
It's a pickup game.
Right. It's like, what do y'all think about the NIL? Y'all like how it is now, or is that like
for the kids so they can get that money? But like it's turned it into a prima donna league because as soon as you're not happy with the way a coach talks to you,
right,
or if they don't have you like fitting into the scheme right away,
right,
you get to
go wherever you want.
Right.
Let's say I feel like that's partly why the NBA kind of stinks now because like they're not learning anything.
Right.
They're coming to a team, they get traded like a year or two into the league, and like it's just not like it was.
It's not time. They don't give them time to mesh.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, I like the fact that the kids get money. I feel like the NCAA did this to themselves by being greedy for so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wouldn't have got to this way if they'd have just...
Start breaking them kids off.
Start breaking
just
them kids
something,
off with
giving them
something.
Room and
like $5,000-$10,000 here, or $20,000-$30,000. Give them something.
Yeah, because it couldn't even work.
Right.
Like, I mean, and once like the YouTube and all that stuff started hitting, they would make them make a decision. Do you want to do YouTube or do you want to play football, basketball, or baseball? But you can't do both. You can't get paid for this and then come play for us, like, which is crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like they was just too greedy for too long, and then the pendulum swung all the way to the other side. Now the kids got all the power, and
they get broken off properly too. I know a couple kids that are making a couple of million.
They make good money. That's why sometimes it pays to stay in college. A lot of the time for some of these kids, it's like I'm not going to the NBA, or at least especially for the WNBA. It's like they make way more money in college than going to the WNBA.
Mm-hmm. They're taking a pay cut going to the WNBA.
Correct.
Real shit.
And you get to run that whole town that you're living in.
Man. But just imagine that though, like being in college, making millions of dollars.
And just being and y'all all remember the college life, man.
Man, like that.
Driving something fresh to campus. And then don't monkey around and live in one of those it's always hot states.
Man.
Listen, I couldn't imagine making more money than my parents.
Right.
In college.
19,
like,
18, 20.
Bro, I'd be strung out in the gutter somewhere by now.
I wouldn't be doing no classwork. It'd be terrible for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so.
A bunch of partying.
Man.
I wouldn't even be able to get into the bars and be partying.
Bro, I would throw my own luxurious party.
You could, because you have all that money.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't know, man. It's a win-win kind of, but it's also there's a little bit of losing.
Right.
In the long run.
Right. It's a different. They gotta definitely figure out how to balance.
I feel like in a sense they're setting them up for unrealistic expectations. Maybe. Unless they give that top notch the whole way up.
Right.
Then you'll put yourself in a better position than you have now. But a lot of these kids, they get this money and like, man, what? Like you said, what do I gotta?
Right. Like, you want me to do algebra? I'm not doing this shit.
Like, what would
I got $1 million in my bank account.
How am I gonna use that?
And this buttery chain I got on.
And all of these damn co-eds.
So why would I even worry about? Matter of fact, party at my house and clear the whole classroom out.
Like,
Go buy the liquor store out and let's throw a rager.
Like, I don't care what X solve for X. I'm not solving for shit. I done already figured out the problem. Mm-hmm. That's me not having money, and now I got some.
So sorry, but not sorry
at all.
So you can keep me in here, and you can, you know what I mean, enjoy me being in your class, right. Or you can kick me out.
And I'll go to another state and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, fellas, you know what they say. All good things must come to an end. But we will be back next week. Same time, same location, different material. Peace.